Hi, I'm Dr.RAYLEE. Let's talk about stress and the best way to lower stress by lowering cortisol. Every day we are constantly exposed to negative stress, and mostly it is environmental, especially in the arena of the media. They say bad news sells, and these things are deliberately manufactured to keep us in a constant state of anxiety, fear, and depression, and to make merchandise of many. And cortisol is the main stress hormone, and many of us are constantly exposed to things that trigger high release of cortisol. And why is it important that we manage our stress or even reduce the level of cortisol to the lowest minimum possible? What is the best way to manage stress, and why should we do that? So let's answer the first question. Why should we be concerned with lowering our cortisol levels to manage our stress? Now be sure to give us a thumbs up by tapping the like icon you see right on the screen. It will go a long way to help us reach many people with this video. Thank you and God bless you. When we are constantly exposed to chronic stress, our sympathetic nervous system takes priority over the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for growth, sleep, digestion, repair, and healing. And the sympathetic nervous system is responsible for the flight and fight mode. When that happens, there is immune suppression. That is, your immune system begins to shut down, and the T cells responsible for killing cancer cells also begins to shut down, and your antibodies basically also goes to sleep, and so you increase your chances of getting inflammatory diseases. Then also, high cortisol affects your reproduction rate. It drops because there is decreased sperm count, less implants of egg in the uterus, and your menstrual cycle is also affected, as well as your libido. And constant stress generally affects your reproduction negatively. Then also, high cortisol levels increases glucose level by activating the metabolic activity called glucogenesis, and you are pumping all the glucose not from your diet but from your muscle proteins, fat, and ketones, and this increases your insulin level and increases your risk of getting diabetes. And your triglyceride also goes up, and your HDL, which is the good cholesterol, drops, and the LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, also increases. So you are increasing your risk of developing high cholesterol levels. Then constant stress also causes peptic ulcer, lower digestion, because the bile from your liver is not released properly, and the enzyme from your pancreas and the small intestine can be inhibited, cutting down your ability to digest food. And H also goes down, and it can cause acid reflux disease and indigestion. So overall absorption of vitamins and minerals is also affected as well. Your liver is not left out. When you have high cortisol levels, your detoxification system or mechanism is also affected because the enzymes responsible for that is inhibited, and your liver cannot properly convert toxins into harmless water-soluble particles that can be excreted by the kidney. So you hold toxin inside, and that can also drop your immunity. And then your brain is also affected. Your brain hippocampus function is limited. There is depression, anxiety, obesity, low cognitive function, and metabolic syndrome. That is the diabetes, hypertension, and high lipid profile test. Then you could also suffer from polycystic ovarian syndrome if you are a woman who has been constantly being exposed to stressful environments, and that is an androgen problem. You could also have bone loss after menopause, and these are all triggered by exposure to constant stress. So we can see how much stress or high cortisol levels impact our health negatively, and we need to do something about it immediately and permanently. Having answered the first question, now let's look at the second question. How can we manage our stress the best way? It is very simple. The best solution to lower your cortisol level is to drink green tea on daily basis. Green tea is a potent inhibitor of LBHSD1, that is 11-beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase type 1. And these enzymes interconvert inactive cortisol into active cortisol. So green tea will definitely lower the high levels of cortisol as a result of exposure to the stress from the environment. I would also recommend that you take the green tea alongside with some certain lifestyle changes. Number one is change your attitude about your environment. The earth is filled with the goodness of the Lord, so experience nature and take a walk with nature. Number two, have a routine physical exercise you do, because exercise also reduces the levels of your cortisol, which also manages your stress. And then filter out some of the things you are exposed to, especially when it comes to the TV programs and certain news channels, because they project fear, and that they can also increase the levels of your cortisol. And lastly, you should surround yourself with people who give you good positive vibes. Talk about good things and good, because good news offsets the massive dangerous signals that our bodies are constantly being fed with. So these are the ways you can manage your stress effectively. That is by going from green tea and having a positive lifestyle change. If you found this video helpful, kindly give us a like, comment, and share with all your loved ones. And always remember that God wants you healthy. Your health, your life.